Jiang opts for the English opening Anglo-Indian defense Queen's Knight variation against Pranesh M in this Asian Individual Chess Championships 2025 Open Blitz Round 9 matchup. On c4. Knight f6. This position is typical of English opening Anglo-Indian defense Queen's Knight variation. Knight c3. Knight c6. On g3. On g6. Bishop g2. Bishop g7. Knight f3. King castled kingside. King castled kingside. On d5. On takes d5. Knight takes d5. On d4. Bishop f5. Rook e1. Knight takes c3. On takes c3. Bishop e4. Queen b3. Threatening queen takes b7. On b6 played by Pranesh M. Bishop f4. Knight a5. Threatening knight takes b3. Queen b4 played by Jiang. Rook c8. Rook a d1. It is novelty move. Queen d5. Queen takes e7. Knight c4. Queen h4. Jiang wants to play. Knight g5. Rook fe8. Queen takes h7 check. King f8. Knight takes e4 and gain a significant edge. On h5 played by Pranesh M. Queen g5. On c6. Knight h4. Queen e6. Pranesh M is looking to play. On f6. Queen takes g6. Bishop takes g6 and sees the initiative. Bishop takes e4 played by Jiang. Queen takes e4. Knight f3. Queen c2. Knight d2. Time to think. Find the best continuation for Pranesh M. Knight takes d2 is logical continuation as Bishop takes d2. Rook ce8. Rook c1. Queen takes a2. Rook a1. Queen b2 position is equal. Let's analyze the main game. Knight d2. Threatening knight takes c4. Knight a5. Slightly worse move played by Pranesh M. Bishop d6. Threatening bishop takes f8. Rook fe8 played by Pranesh M. Threatening rook takes e2. Rook c1 played by Jiang. Threatening rook takes c2. Queen takes a2 played by Pranesh M. Rook a1. Threatening rook takes a2. Queen e6 played by Pranesh M. Threatening queen takes d6. Bishop b4 played by Jiang. Threatening bishop takes a5. On c5 played by Pranesh M. Threatening pawn takes b4. On takes c5 played by Jiang. Knight c6. Pranesh M wants to play. Rook cd8. Rook a d1. On a5. Bishop a3. On b5. Knight f3. Bishop takes c3 and sees the initiative. Rook ac1 played by Jiang. King h7. Pranesh M considers playing. Bishop h6. Knight f3. King g7. Queen h4. Bishop takes c1 and sees the initiative. Knight f3 played by Jiang. Bishop h6. Pranesh M is planning to play King g7, Queen h4. Bishop takes c1 and take decisive advantage. Rook cd1 played by Jiang. On a5. Threatening pawn takes b4. Bishop a3 played by Jiang. Jiang is aiming to play Bishop c1. Bishop g7. Pawn takes b6 and dominate the board. Queen b3 played by Pranesh M. Threatening bishop takes g5. Queen f6 played by Jiang. Bishop g7. Queen f4. Time to think, find the best continuation for Pranesh M. King g8 is the correct move because Rook d7. Bishop e5. Queen h6. Bishop g7. Queen f4. Bishop e5. Pranesh M have small advantage. Let's proceed to the main game. Pranesh M might go for Bishop takes f6. Bishop c1. Knight e5. Knight takes e5. Bishop takes e5. Rook d7. Queen e6. Rook ed1. Rook takes c5. Bishop g5 and gain a significant edge. Queen f4 played by Jiang. Bishop takes c3. Stop here and find the strongest move for Jiang. Rook d3 is logical continuation as on b5. Rook takes c3. Queen takes c3. Queen takes f7 check. Queen g7. Knight g5 check. Jiang heading towards winning. Let's proceed to the main game. Bishop takes c3 is not the best move played by Pranesh M. Rook b1 slightly worse move played by Jiang. Threatening rook takes b3. Queen takes a3 played by Pranesh M. Knight g5 check. King h6. Knight e6 check. King h7. Queen takes f7 check. King h6. Queen f4 check. King h7. Knight g5 check. King h6. Knight e6 check. King h7. Queen f7 check. King h6. Queen f4 check. King h7. Knight g5 check. King h8. Threatening queen takes c5. Queen f7 played by Jiang. Threatening queen h7 mate. Rook e7 played by Pranesh M. Queen takes g6. Stop here and find the strongest move for Pranesh M. Bishop takes e1 is logical continuation as Queen f6 check. King g8. Queen g6 check. King h8. Queen f6 check. King g8 position is equal. Let's go to the main variation. Threatening rook takes f7. Queen takes g6 played by Jiang. Queen a2 is an inaccurate played by Pranesh M. Rook ec1. Threatening rook takes c3. Bishop d2 played by Pranesh M. Queen takes h5 check. King g8 stop here and find the strongest move for Jiang. Pawn takes b6 is the correct move because bishop takes c1. Rook takes c1. Queen takes e2. Pawn b7. Rook b8. Queen g6 check. Jiang have small advantage. Let's analyze the main game. King g8. Rook d1. Think carefully what is the best move for Pranesh M. Bishop takes g5 is the correct move because Queen takes g5 check. Rook g7. Queen f5. Knight e7. Queen e4. Pawn takes c5 position is equal. Let's analyze the main line. Rook d1 is not the best move played by Jiang. Jiang is planning to play Knight f3. Rook g7. Rook takes b6. Queen f7. Queen takes f7 check. Rook takes f7. Rook takes d2. Rook f5. King g2. Rook takes c5 and increase their advantage significantly. Queen d5 is a mistake played by Pranesh M. Queen g6 check. Rook g7. Pause the video and find the best move for Jiang. Rook takes d2 is best move here because Rook takes g6. Rook takes d5. Knight e7. Rook e5. Knight c6. Rook d5. Jiang have small advantage. Let's proceed to the main variation. Rook g7. Queen e6 check. Slightly worse move played by Jiang. Queen takes e6. Knight takes e6. Rook d7. Pawn takes b6. Stop here and find the strongest move for Pranesh M. Rook b8 is the correct move because on b7. Rook e7. Rook takes d2. Rook takes e6. Rook d7. Knight e5. Still Pranesh M is losing. Let's proceed to the main variation. Pranesh M is aiming to play Rook e8. Knight g5. Pawn takes c5 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Pawn takes b6 played by Jiang. Rook d6 is not the best move played by Pranesh M. On b7. Threatening pawn promotes to queen at bx c8 check. Rook b8 played by Pranesh M. Knight c5. Jiang wants to play Knight e4. Rook e6. Knight takes d2 and gain a significant edge. Knight b4 played by Pranesh M. Knight e4. Threatening knight takes d6. Rook e6 played by Pranesh M. Knight takes d2. Rook takes b7. Knight b3. Jiang considers playing Knight c5. Rook b e7. Knight takes e6 and sees the initiative. Rook e5 played by Pranesh M. Pawn f4. Threatening pawn takes e5. Rook eb5 played by Pranesh M. Knight d4. Threatening knight takes b5. Rook c5 played by Pranesh M. Rook dc1. Rook d5. Rook c8 check. King f7. Knight f3. King e7. Knight e5. King e6. Rook a8. Jiang intends to play Rook c1. Rook db5. Rook c8. Knight d5. Rook c6 check. King e7. King f2. Knight c7. Rook h8. Knight e6 and dominate the board. Rook c7 played by Pranesh M. King f2. Jiang is planning to play on h4. King f6. Rook b3. Rook c5. On h5. Rook takes e5. On takes e5 check and seize the initiative. Rook c2 played by Pranesh M. Rook b3. Jiang wants to play on h4. Rook a2. On h5. Rook dd2. King f3. Rook takes e2. King g4. King f6. On h6. Rook h2 and increase their advantage significantly. Rook dd2 played by Pranesh M. Rook takes a5. Knight d5. King f3. Rook takes e2. Rook a6 check. King e7. Rook b7 check. Knight c7. Think carefully what is the best move for Jiang. Rook takes c7 check is the correct move because Rook takes c7. King takes e2. Rook c2 check. King f3. Rook takes h2. King g4. Jiang have small advantage shifting to the main variation. Knight c7. Rook c6 is not the best move played by Jiang. Rook f2 check. King g4. Threatening rook takes c7 check. Rook takes c6 played by Pranesh M. Knight takes c6 check. King d6. Knight d4. Rook takes h2. Knight b5 check. Pranesh M had no choice but to throw in the towel.